ladies and gentlemen, I'll be. Welcome to episode 52 of the Clout.WAV podcast. That's right, we are closer to 100 than we are to 0 officially. So let's just clap it up. We're on our way to the triple digits, and we'll see you when we get there. But this isn't just about what we are going to do. This is about you, because this is your show. I mean, it's our show, but it's your show too, because without viewers like you, well, we really can't pull the gravy train in now, can we? But that being said, welcome to the mid-October edition of the Clout.WAV podcast. Now, all that out of the way, I don't need to talk about myself. Y'all know who I am. You wouldn't get this far if you didn't. Let's talk about this guy. The numero uno. The kingpin of content creation. The Lord himself. Subtle Fraudulence, everybody. Let's make sure he gets his fair due and his fair shake. How you doing, man? You doing all right? You doing good? You crispy?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. I went out of my way to download this video game that has just been sitting in my list for a while. Control. I was like, oh, it's
Control.
spooky
Whoa.
season.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Wait a minute.
hey.
You just now getting on the Control with? Don't get me wrong. Great game. Phenomenal game. I don't think it should have won Game of the Year. Actually, I don't think it did win Game of the Year, but I don't think it should have won Game of the Year in the year it was in.
It was nominated.
But it was nominated. It was worth the nomination. I just don't think it should have won. I think it didn't have to go against like Mario Odyssey. That's a tough out.
No, it wasn't Mario Odyssey. It was Last of Us.
Oh well. Yeah, we knew by the time that game came out, regardless if it was good or not, that was when we knew Last of Us was smoking everything. Regardless if it was a good game or not, that was relevant. Neil Druckmann had already cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. We already knew what it was up. The jig was up from frame one. But that aside, glad to see that you're in good spirits and you're doing well. I got hoed at Home Depot today. I can tell you about that real quick before we begin.
Oh.
So originally the plan was I was gonna go work out, take a shower, and then I was gonna be like, all right, cool. My dad calls me on the phone. He's like, hey, bro, yeah, I'm 82 years old. I can't really bend my back down to pick up the lawnmower. So like, run the errand with me and go pick up the lawnmower at the shop. And I was like, all right, cool. So I get there, and dude's like, yeah, man, it was $62. And I was like, but he already paid 30 of the 62 as the down payment, like the deductible insurance stuff. So it's really should be $32, 62. And I was having this conversation with the dude, and he didn't get it, even though those are the exact instructions that are on the sign right next to the register. Read. I'm like, read. It's here. You wrote it, probably.
The reading is hard, bro. Like, come on, man. You gotta look at the words.
It really is. Clearly, reading was nothing more than an orchestrated trap because this person just wasn't getting it. So then he pulled some lady over. Lady comes over and it's like, no, I don't get it either. So then the manager comes over and he's looking at his employees like, and y'all not? It's not that hard. So they pull us aside. And he's like, all right, here you go. This is what you do, blah, blah. Then we get to stage 2 of the trap. They don't know how to refund or to move the money around. So like now they're staring at a screen and they're just pushing random buttons. And I saw the price go from $32, $58 to $67. I don't know how you get 67 when we started with 62 when it was supposed to be 32. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, they were having this monitor with the price check on it look like a scouter from Dragon Ball Z. It was not. Nothing was going right. It was like Yugi's life points just going down. I had no idea what exactly they were trying to juggle there behind the scenes. I thought Home Depot was trying to screw me over on this one. The whole kit and caboodle, might I add. And it gets to a point to where it's getting kind of comical. Because I think I got there around like 6:48. No, not 6. No, not 6:48. 5:48. Excuse me. I think I messaged you at like 5:50.
Something like that. Around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was getting ready to get in the car. And then next thing I know, what time do you think I got home, ladies and gentlemen? The Home Depot's only 15 minutes from my house. So you're like, oh, probably got there 15 minutes to get there. Probably got there around 6:05. Probably got by there 7:20. I didn't get home till 7:40. They had me in there for about an hour and 5 minutes trying to sort this thing out.
This is the Home Depot that's literally like a minute away from my apartment, right?
Nah, other side. They don't do repairs up there. Yeah, yours doesn't do repairs.
Oh,
Yours don't even have this problem, bro. Yours explicitly cannot have this problem. The repair, we had to go to the one in Duluth. The one that's by all those Chinese restaurants down there. You know the one
oh, yeah,
on
I
the
know
other
the
side
one.
of Pleasant Hill, yeah. Anyways. So yeah, that's why I was all disgruntled by the time the podcast was going to start today. But we've gotten through to the other side, and now we're ready for the buttery. But first things first. We have got to come up with better ideas, people. Like, we have to be better. We have to do better as a society. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand it's spooky season, and every basic white girl on the block wants to get their pumpkin spice lattes at the Starbucks, and everybody wants to turn out for spooky season, and everyone wants to make their stupid memes and yada yada yada, and I get all that. But can we have a serious talk about something that is holding the culture back for decades?
Horror movies.
Exactly. Can we get another horror movie icon? Just one. Just one. I understand that the last think tank idea that y'all had in the industry was the Bye Bye Man, and that was a tragedy in and of itself, and really probably should have never been greenlit in the first place. But we have got to do better. And the reason why I'm saying that is, do y'all know that there's a Jeepers Creepers movie that is coming out within the next 7 days? Did y'all know that? Did y'all
I
did y'all hear about this? Y'all know about this, right? There is a Jeepers Creepers movie. And yes, talking about the weird witch scarecrow dude with the wings and the weird face garb and the hat. Yes, that guy. He's getting another film coming out within the next week. Did
was
any of
Jeepers
you
Cre-
hear about
was
this?
he actually a guy in that movie? Wasn't he some like weird creature? Or was it?
Creature,
Was
creature, demon, guy, they're all accurate at this point. But did you
okay.
know he was getting a movie? Did you? Coming out soon.
Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
And now, Scream gets a reboot. Yes, or not even a reboot, it's a sequel that brings back the original cast again. And I scratch my head because I go, didn't y'all do this exact gimmick for Scream 4? I know Scream 4 was probably one of the most forgettable horror movies to ever exist ever, but it existed, and this was the exact gimmick you sold the premise of that movie being made on, bringing back the original cast. Yet now we're doing this again with a slid timeline, and like now I'm confused. You also bring back Chucky. Yes, the dog is back. I know what you're saying, but what are you talking about? He just came back. He was supposed to be a computer AI program that was like the Simon 2000 a couple years ago. Yes, but he's back again, and he has a TV series. Yes, it's a TV series that's running right now. I believe it's on the Sci-Fi Channel or the USA Network, something like that. But the point is, like, how, like, can we get something new? And I know what you're saying. Well, that's just a couple. It can't be that bad, right? Well, we knew Halloween Kills. That just dropped. I believe it's also on Peacock streaming service as well as in theaters. Coming out to mixed fanfare. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Got a TV series. That's running now. That's running right now. That's a problem.
It's an Amazon problem too.
It sure is. And
Oh,
I'm just confused on how we got to this level. I just don't know how it got to a point to where we looked at horror movies and we just said every year we just gonna throw everything at the fan and see what sticks. At least they allowing Freddy Krueger's soul to rest, right? Please tell me
oh,
I'm right. Please tell
oh,
me.
are you right though? Because
Oh no.
after Rob Zombie, I think it was after Rob Zombie like did the remake and Freddy barely had a face. I think they wanted to lay it to rest. You know, Freddy versus Jason is definitely the last Freddy movie that we should all remember, right? You know, we're letting Jason rest for now. Hey, there's that too. Maybe they're both gonna come out
Are
of
we?
hell
Are we? Are we?
for now.
But are we though?
I think every single character, every single horror movie character that's been in a Mortal Kombat movie has not had a new movie after. Yeah, Alien had what? Alien, what was it? Alien Requiem or
Yeah,
whatever that are.
Alien Requiem was that. That was that.
Yeah,
But there was,
that
what was the one about zombie space Jesus? Was no, that wasn't Prometheus. That was
yeah,
zombie space
Prometheus.
Jesus. There you
Yeah.
go.
and that just turned out to be an Alien movie. So, and then that's why the Alien Requiem was like a sequel to that one. But like, everybody in that movie was stupid. Um, so I think that came out before Xenomorph was added to MKX.
So MKX
Before
was
or around?
2015. Prometheus, I want to say, was like 2012, and Requiem, that might have been like 2017.
Because I know Xenomorph was
Wait, no,
kind.
Alien Requiem was Alien versus Predator Requiem. What are we thinking of?
There's it's like Alien something with like an R word. Alien, no, not Resurrection.
Was it
Covenant. That's what
Covenant?
it
There
was.
you
Alien
go.
Covenant. Alien Covenant is the one. It came out in 2017. That was around the time that Xenomorph was added to MKX. So
Yeah, 2 years afterwards. Well,
yeah,
actually,
it was like a promotion sort of thing.
wait,
So
Combat Pack. That'd be Combat Pack 2. So that'd probably be what,
yeah,
2016?
yeah.
Alien drop. So yeah, the trailers were probably already out for the movie, and they put him in there.
Mm-hmm. And have we gotten another Alien movie since? Thank God we have not.
We don't. We don't need it though. Like, we saw what they did when they brought back Predator again. Yeah, Key and Michael Key. Like, is that where we need to go? Is
He
that
wasn't the worst part of the movie, man.
no? He wasn't. But you know the type of movies that man is in. And I just don't think Predator needs to fit that same profile, is what I'm trying to say.
He could, he could change. He could try to like switch it up. Maybe have a more serious career path. Or he's not going to though.
I was gonna say, we'll see when the Mario movie comes out, I bet.
Yeah, you're
Uh
right.
huh.
We are gonna see.
Because I know that there is tears of turmoil that are coming down through there anyway. But
Oh,
it be like that when it be like that, especially when, well, it do in fact be like. But
is
move
isn't there? Wait. Isn't there like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot that's coming out?
ain't no way.
I've heard something.
Ain't no way. There can't be. There can't be. Texas Chainsaw
Yep,
Massacre.
2022. That's right.
Nah, it can't be.
There's a 2022 film that's being developed.
Another sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre has an IMDb page. That's just 20. I don't know how to feel about
Yeah, it's coming out next year, buddy.
that. I hate
Uh,
it.
they completed filming it, so it's coming. Yo, every
Wait,
single
wait, 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 wait,
horror
wait, wait, wait.
icon.
Why Netflix buying the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a big mistake. This article came out like 3 days ago. Excuse me?
Oh, ho. Leatherface is coming to Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no.
What we know about Netflix's horror movie sequel, oh my god. It's gonna be a Netflix originalis.
Original.
And Mark Burnham is the new Leatherface. Okay. Feed Alvarez and Rodo Sayaguez are producing the new Texas. All right, they've already gotten producer that's already been written. Ugh. Screenplay's already finished, and now they're just finishing the filming process. All right. Well, this is happening with my blessing or without. Not that my blessing ever mattered to any Hollywood producer, but that's where we are now. All
Oh, the
right.
girl from 8th grade is going to be in the movie. Oh man.
I'm
Oh,
telling
she's
you.
18 now, so they're oh god. Oh
Let,
God! Okay. So that actually brings up my point about Scream, where if you see the trailer for the new Scream movie that's coming out, for some reason these horror movies are like being bred as like vehicles for the next big teen star or whatever. And the Scream movie has like a mix of like stars who you see in like random things, like Clay from 13 Reasons Why is in it. Jack Quaid from The Boys, Dennis Quaid's son, he's in it. The guy that plays Huey. That one girl, the Hispanic girl who's in like the sequel to The Babysitter. And she's in like a bunch of other random. Oh, she was in the second season of You. I think it's like Melissa Barrera. She's also in it. Like she's playing the like Drew Barrymore like role, where she's in the beginning of the movie and probably gonna get killed. Um, man, like all these teens who are actually not teens, who they want to like be the new teen heartthrob whatever sensation, are being put in all these movies. And now you got Elsie Fisher from eighth grade, who's going to be in the Texas Chainsaw movie, which is a complete a complete change from the last movie that you saw her in. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's weird that they're like making these horror movies as vehicles for these teen stars, but um, that's also kind of like the worst place to start up something for them, because ultimately, you're gonna watch these movies and you're gonna be like, it's mid, or you're gonna be like, okay, that was kind of entertaining because it was a shit show. And maybe one of these movies is going to turn out to be like really really good, but it's not very likely, especially with Scream, because we got Scream 4, we got Scream the TV show, like we got all of these things related to that series that just fell flat. And it was like hyping people up because of the fact that we like all know the Ghostface killer from that series, even though the premise to this new movie already like his like shat all over its potential, because the whole point of the first movie was that the killer was someone who Sydney had like a personal relationship with, someone who didn't like Sydney because of like her family and their relation to his family and all that kind of shit. And then now all of a sudden it's like Sydney is back because Sydney's the one who can really suss out who this new person is, or if it's actually the original killer, he must be stopped. And it's like, but why would that matter? First off, isn't that guy in jail? Like,
Well, first of all, that original killer at this point got to be pushing like what 45,
exactly.
maybe 50. Damn near
So
about
he's
to
just
catch his
showing up in the
retirement check,
town and
and
killing kids.
he's out here killing people. Which, all right, fine, I guess. But my next question is this: why? And when did he pick up the skills to be Hacker Man? Like when?
Bro, he hacked a door in the beginning of the trailer, and I'm like, what?
It
Are we
was
gonna
more than
explain
a
this?
door. He hacked the entire house because everything that was on the smart that was with connected to the router or was a smart anything,
That's right.
he had to hack. He hacked the locks. He ended up hacking somehow. He ended up hacking the phone line, hacked her phone, and somehow knew the entire layout of the house. Like that's what was wild to me. Like my man had like a whole schematic of how and blueprint of how the house was put together. My man knew everything. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
frantic chase. That man somehow routed himself through the back of the house, through the top floor, and then down, and then popped up behind her like, no. So I don't get it. It's probably gonna be another one of those infamous copycat stories, but it's just like, do we really need another one? I was starting to. Wasn't Scream 4 literally just this plot? Is this Scream 4 again?
Probably.
There's got there's
Also,
there's got to be a twist here somewhere, right?
is Malignant the most original or the most interesting horror movie that we're gonna get in like the past like year and a half?
I think if you take the past 5 years, the most original thing you got is Jordan Peele's Us and Get Out. And then in third place, you put Malignant. And then in a distant fourth, in which you take 17 cosmos, 14 galaxies, and then 2 entire timelines. And then you put the Bye Bye Man at the end of that. But I think that's about it. Because remember, guys, we didn't even say it. We didn't even talk about it. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. But Candyman came back, guys. Like, let's not forget.
Mm-hmm.
We even dug him up. So,
And I mean, at least with Candyman, it like lore wise, they did it justice, and it all made sense, and they had like a nod to the original, the original movies in it. So if you were like a diehard Candyman fan, you got something good out of it, even though the movie in between was probably like pretty mid. So at least they're doing that. Unlike the Scream movie, where it's just like we're just gonna throw in three of the characters from the first movie who are fairly known, and then we're gonna bring back the horror movie rules and just say that these are the rules of the killer, even though the point of that bit in the first movie was that these are like, this was the guy who watches all the horror movies, and he's like, sluts die, virgins live, like all those like tropes that are in
Mm-hmm.
horror movies. He knew all of them. He said them to people, and then he still got for the most part. He still got attacked. So why would, like, I don't get it, dude. I don't I don't get it.
It's one of those things where it's kind of just it is what it's point because
Doesn't Jordan Peele have like a new movie coming out? It's like a new sequel to his like Us, Get Out, whatever
if
universe.
so, I have not heard about it. I'll tell you that right now. Wait, no, I take that back. There's that thing that he's working on called Nope,
That's what it was. Nope.
and apparently it's supposed to come out in July 22nd of next year.
Oh, Steve Yeun is going to be in it, and Daniel Kaluuya also.
So yeah, so that is a movie that is apparently going to be coming down the pipeline. So maybe that'll be the next big treasure trove of horror movies that will now be remade and ran into the ground. I mean, let's face it, 2021 has actually brought us one unique horror movie villain that we didn't think we would see for quite some time coming to Hollywood. Karen. We had a whole podcast episode about this in which we looked at the trailer. This is an actual movie. It just look it up. Just look up Karen trailer. I think it came out. I think it's released.
Yeah, I think it's out.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I have heard literally no one talk about it, so it must have went over like a fart in church. If in fact it is out.
It came out September 3rd. Okay, I remember seeing like one
It's been out
post.
for over a month. Well, see,
Yeah, I remember seeing one post that said it was bad.
I mean, I don't know how it could be anything else but awful.
The first review I'm seeing here is this movie was excellent, and I'm a go ahead and tell y'all the unadulterated truth. Black people who have dealt with racism all their lives, covert and overt, will definitely enjoy it, and entitled white people who wish the entire subject of racism and systematic oppression will hate it.
I feel like there's a level of virtue signaling coming with this review, but all right.
Yeah, well,
I'll take your word for it, Bucko. I'm not going to bother verifying that because
bro.
I
Tell
have
me
bad
why.
things to do with my time.
There's a response that rates it 1 star, and it's like, "Hey, Chicken George, you sound like you're from the woke mob."
Chicken George?
Because the person who made the first review, they're named George Armstrong. So I just why the internet is a joke. That's what it all is, I guess.
Like we've always said every week, the internet is a mistake. We give you more and more and more proof each and every day of your natural born lies. Once again, we don't make the rules, guys. No. I wish we did. I really wish we did. But we don't. It is I suppose that is rather sad, I guess. But even if we push back that, we have plenty more to talk about, such as what is wrong with the Smash community? I just feel like every couple of weeks, somehow, some way, somebody inevitably trips, falls, and just like somehow puts their face right in the nookie dookie. I'm just trying to figure out: do y'all just have a fascination with finding out how your feet taste? Because you keep putting your feet in your mouths, and y'all are dodging bullets when no one's shooting guns. Like I don't understand how y'all keep putting yourselves in compromised positions. Because Hugs and Crimson Blur once again have jumped out in front of these imaginary bullets, and they're upset about people securing the bag. What do I mean by this? Nintendo has hired some commentators, which I don't know the names off the top of my head. I know you do. Take it from me, Mr.
Okay.
Fraudulence.
Okay. So Nintendo hired Vicky Kitty, who she's well known in the Smash scene, and unfortunately, the Smash scene has not been like the kindest to her. So she's been doing casting for Overwatch, Apex, branching out into a lot more like other esports games, and it's really nice. Her and Supergirl Kells, who was well known as like a really good Sonic player in like Smash 4 and some of like Smash Ultimate. They got hired by Nintendo. They got contracts from Nintendo to do commentary. I believe both of them are doing commentary for the Nintendo, like I don't know, it's like the Nintendo like World Tour or Smash World Tour, that the official like Nintendo online tournament circuit that they're doing. I think this is the one that has the items and stuff like that in it. Um, so what is it? Crimson Blur and Hugs basically gave the take of like, we don't fuck with Nintendo because Nintendo, doesn't rep the homies, that sort of thing. And like, sure, that kind of mentality is like, I get it that you're trying to like, be big dog for the scene, but ultimately the scene needs money to prosper, and Nintendo are the main ones who are gonna have to like give you some kind of money, or they're the ones who are gonna have to greenlit, the scene continuing on, like if Nintendo wanted to, they could just be like, no Smash tournaments ever again, or they could go back to their old school mentality where they're like, you're not allowed to stream on a game at all ever, and if we catch you, we're gonna like cease and desist, because people are pissed about Big House. I think it was 4 or 5. The most recent Big House tournament that was gonna happen, that was gonna be an online tournament, and how the Melee tournament was going to use Slippy, and Nintendo was like, "No, none of that. Don't do it." Because Slippy is a mod for Smash Bros. Melee. Also, it involves you having to use Dolphin, the emulator, so you have to emulate the game instead of playing like official copies of Melee, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, they don't print new copies of Melee right now. Yeah, it's harder to get like a physical copy of the game and all that stuff, but in the eyes of Nintendo, they're like, no, this is our game. We don't want you running any sort of like mods. Like there was also another tournament where they were gonna run like Project Plus, which is basically like a new Project M type of mod to Brawl. That makes the game a little bit different. And there's a scene for that. And they're like, no, don't do that. That's a mod of our game. We don't
Look,
support this.
Nintendo is 100% on didn't care, didn't ask, will never care, won't ask behavior right now.
Exactly.
Like,
Eh,
they're like, we built the game, we built the product, we distributed the product, you bought it for $49, $59, collector's editions for $69 plus dollars, the DLC that comes with these games for X amount of dollars. So they already have y'all, like, from a monetary standpoint, they already got y'all in that chokehold.
Right. And these people are basically saying like, like you guys are being sellouts for taking the Nintendo money.
And
But
I'm like, look, fam, at least they taking Nintendo money. What have you done besides give Nintendo money? Because last I checked, y'all been trying to get more people into the scene, which means more people buy the game, which means
yep,
Nintendo gets more profits. That's number one. Number two, Smash could drop a new Smash game tomorrow. They could drop a game next Tuesday. They could be like, you know what? We lied. Sora's not the last character. Here's a brand new subset of characters. And you know what's gonna happen? Y'all are gonna reach into your pockets, open up your old wallets, get that plastic, get them paper, and y'all gonna stack it up and say, here, Nintendo, take it. Take it right now.
also
Matter of
these
fact,
are
I'll even put it in an envelope for you. Here you go, Nintendo. You take it.
these are two Melee dudes who are getting mad at Ultimate commentators who are going to be commenting for Ultimate. Like Ultimate, like Nintendo has not done any of this cease and desist type of like nonsense for Ultimate specifically, to my knowledge. Nintendo is not like giving any sort of like issues with Ultimate and like Ultimate tournaments in the Ultimate tournament scene. So why sit here and be mad that Ultimate commentators are taking like a bag from Nintendo for their game, which Nintendo currently supports and currently releases more content for? Like Nintendo is not gonna like retroactively go back and be like, hey, Melee, now we're gonna give you guys the love, we're gonna give you guys the money. No, Ultimate is making them the money right now. Yeah, Melee could make them the money. If Nintendo released Melee HD, all the money in the world, but they're not doing that right now, and that's Nintendo's discretion. They can do that, and you can't sit here and be like, everyone who's involved in Nintendo, like you guys are sellouts and you should just not do it so that Nintendo can respect us and whatnot. And it's like
Where's the
they're
thing?
not going to.
First of all, Nintendo's never going to respect you. That's just number one. Number two, going after you guys, dunking on you guys, to the point to where it started affecting tournament scenes that Nintendo actually care about, like Splatoon, hashtag free melee. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
It got to a point to where y'all pissed in their cereal. They watched it. And you know what happened? They continue to say, well, we really don't care now. Whatever. And what else? What else are you going to do? What's next? Because there is no next step for you guys. And I understand that you're like, look, man, we got to fight the good fight. Y'all been fighting the good fights for like 19 years now. And Nintendo has continued to not only make more money at your expense, but turn Smash Brothers into pretty much a self-sufficient and self-funding just ecosystem of esports that Nintendo doesn't have to put any money into for y'all to run these tournaments, which essentially on Nintendo's budget is free advertisement for their game.
Yeah.
Regardless of how much they defecate, pee, whatever type of derogatory term on you that they do, they know y'all still gonna be the biggest piece of monetary value for them in terms of post year 2 sales and DLC sales. Because they know everybody with a Switch is going to buy it. They know that. They know over 90% of people who have a Switch are owning a copy of Smash. Much less a lot of you people who are TOs. These games ain't cheap now. Not every TO got their insider hookup. And guess what? The ones that do, they're working with Nintendo. That's crazy.
Let's put all this into like perspective for the people who don't understand just how like powerful Nintendo is right now. The Switch is a garbage console. The Switch doesn't even care about like online for the most part. Like they just released a Switch that finally has a network port, Ethernet port.
And a kickstand with a viewing angle that isn't dicks.
They just released a new console
I didn't put that out.
Yeah, it's literally just the kickstand, the Ethernet port, and a better screen that the Switch should have had already. And people are still buying it. People are still buying Switches. People are still buying Smash and playing Smash online. Like Nintendo has the ability. Nintendo is selling tons and tons of Switches. They're selling tons and tons of copies of Smash. They're selling these new Switches. They're selling all of that shit. Even though it's subpar compared to everything else that's out right now, compared to the PS4, Xbox One, all of that stuff.
It's not even about necessarily being subpar. Like it's at a point where Nintendo has gotten to a point where Nintendo is too big to fail. Because the proof of that is, hi guys, how are you? You guys remember Nickelodeon All-Stars, Guilty Gear Strive? You guys remember those games, right? And how their biggest selling point to you was they were going to have this new innovative feature called rollback netcode. Not necessarily new, but it is a great feature. Feature that allows you to have much better online experiences on average than most other interpretations of netcode. Meanwhile, Nintendo is going to outsell them by an infinite amount. And their netcode is basically a mouse, an Xbox controller, a rubber band on an acrylic straw, and here we go, a set of Pokemon badges. And they just molted them down into a pot and said, you know what would be sick? Yeah. If this is what was the stability of our netcode, this is the backbone of our cyber infrastructure. You will also be paying us a measly $4.99 a month for it. We'll have our handout like this. It's fine. It's garbage, but we're not charging you the full amount of a PSN or an Xbox Live subscription service, so you should be fine.
Except now things have changed. Nintendo
Sure have.
They've announced that expansion pack where they were like, oh yeah, we'll tell you about the prices later or whatever. The price for the expansion pack for Nintendo Online is $50. Was it $50 a year? Basically the same price as Xbox Live and PSN.
And it's actually technically more expensive than Game Pass, but with Game Pass, you get a whole smorgasbord of games. And when you pay for Nintendo, you get some N64 games, but you get a very limited amount of N64, Super Nintendo, and original NES games. And guess what, guys? Just because you buy them doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do anything with them. Why? Because as we've seen, Nintendo can put a hard cutoff date on when they're going to allow online distribution of games. Look at that Super Mario 3 All Stars nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
We did not forget when they said it was time to cut it off, they cut it off. Remember that Mario Battle Royale game that y'all thought was like Omega sick on the browser? Then they DMCA'd it because they were working on their own, which was a worse version and a less balanced version. Then they released that, and then they said, don't worry, you can play it for 6 months. And on the day that 6-month period was up, it was so. You log into that game on that very day, or even now if you still have it on your Switch, you log in and it says, thank you for your interest in playing our game. Go fuck yourself. Like, this is Nintendo we're talking about. Playing hardball, that's their thing. They're good at it. And it's at a point now to where they know they don't even have to put in, I was going to say half-ass effort, 10th-ass effort into a lot of things. And they're still going to lead you and many of their communities and fan bases around by the balls and say, you get what you get, you will pay for it, and you will like it. Now, if you wanted to somehow stop this or combat this in some way, you'd have to stop playing the games altogether. Which then leads to Nintendo being able to play the monetary game of supply and demand of saying, oh, you don't want to buy it? We will no longer continue to make it. And now, you're stuck there going, well, now they don't make it anymore. Now what do? We lost, guys. We just lost. And now you're sad. Now you're over there with the F-Zero goons. You don't want to be with the F-Zero goons. And the F-Zero goons, they're probably the only fan base that did nothing to deserve it.
Facts, honestly.
They have just been chilling, happy, and then that happiness started becoming anguish, and soon that anguish led to just straight, raw, unoppressed, unsuppressed, undiluted depression. And, well, I'm feeling for him even to this day.
So this is like a general point that needs to go to the FGC as well as the Smash community. When it comes to the people always say, oh, there's not enough money in the FGC, there's not enough money in the Smash scene, there's not enough money in fighting games. When it comes to the tournament scene, you have to demonstrate your value to these companies. It's not the other way around. They don't cater to you. They don't, like, ultimately you're a fraction of what they're looking to sell to anyways. So they don't care enough about what you're offering them until you show them that there's more money that they can make off of it instead of less money. It's like Twitch and fucking Bezos. Ultimately, they don't see Twitch as like, oh, this is a high priority or whatever, because Twitch is not making Amazon, the umpteenth amount of money that they want to make or whatever. Nintendo views the Smash scene, or at least the Melee scene, as the same way. They're like, we're not really making money off of this. Yes, we could pump money into this, but you guys are going to be using like, technically illegal means of
getting better
operating
at the game.
these.
And at the same time, it gets to a weird, I won't say catch-22, but it gets to a weird like issue here when you're talking about like old games. Because as we know, there's a lot of games out there that are stuck on old hardware and aren't necessarily the easiest to get your hands on, much less have a CRT monitor that you could go lug around to events. Some people are definitely getting tired, and that's getting old. It's getting old real fast. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But think about this. We have like another scene that you can compare this to. The Marvel vs. Capcom 2 scene. Free MVC 2 is a movement that's saying we want a new version of this game released to like current consoles so that we can play this, in current day. Because first off, all the old versions are not available through like legal means unless you pay like $2K for a disc copy of like the PS2 version or the Dreamcast version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Also, if they make it available on current gen consoles, then more people can buy the game and play the game. The Melee scene should like push for that sort of thing. Melee HD. That it's a meme now, but like it's something to aspire to. If you push Nintendo to release a new version of this game, release it to the Switch, release it to whatever.
While you're right,
they're not going to do it. I know, but
Nintendo won't do it because you know what Nintendo did to y'all? Like, this should tell you everything you need to know about Nintendo. Nintendo came out with this console called the Wii U, right?
Oh.
And they gave you this thing called Mario Kart 8. The Switch comes out. Y'all thought y'all was getting Mario Kart 9. How did that work out for you? And then just when you saw something new, Mario Kart was rising to the heavens, you thought you were doing something great, they gave you a mobile game.
Hey
Um,
man, how many people bought copies of Mario Kart 8 on the Switch though? See, if you release Melee HD on the Switch, people will buy it just like they bought Mario Kart 8, even though they could just have the console right before it and play the same game. Oh, God.
because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, do you know how much it has sold? Because as of June 30th, it had sold 37 million copies. Do you understand that?
Those could be 37 million copies of Melee HD. Nintendo, come on. Come on now. Melee HD, and then you solve all the problems. Then you could add rollback to it. You could hire the dude that, made Slippy, and then, add rollback to the game. And then here you go. Now you've got Melee HD plus rollback, and you've got a whole rebirth of the scene. And now you can sponsor events and make money with all the other sponsors that are like, yeah, that Melee game is pretty awesome.
Right?
You can make money. There are ways for Nintendo to make money out of this, but people have to show Nintendo that they're going to make money out of this, because you've got a lot of boomer Japanese devs over there, Japanese businessmen over there who are like, I don't see why would I do this? Like why would what's the point? That's old video game. No, new video game is what we care about.
Because let's face it, the only time you're getting anything old is on those rare times they're gonna have some sort of trilogy, like a Metroid Prime trilogy, or if you want to talk about first party, the aforementioned Super Mario All Stars thing with Mario Galaxy 1. Which it's funny they put Galaxy 1, Sunshine, and 64 together, but they did not give you Galaxy 2. That just wasn't happening. You on your own with that one. Buy a Wii.
Mario Galaxy who?
I said, nah, man, there is no sequel. What do you mean? Buy a Wii U. Excuse me? Buy a Wii U? I mean, how many times did they sell you new Super Mario Bros? How many times?
A Wii who?
Excuse me. The Nintendo Switch Beta. My fault. My fault.
There we go. That's right.
You guys knew what it was.
We sure did. They were like, what if we just take this tablet and just make it the whole console? We're like, oh my God, brilliant. Brilliant. Give that man a raise.
Mind blown. Glad I thought of it. But all that aside, the fact that, you're having people blame others for securing the bag is nonsensical to me, because, like I said, y'all act like y'all don't put money in their pocket almost on the daily. Oh my God, this Smash Entertainer is so good. I want to play Smash. That's a $59.99 sale. And if they didn't have the console, well, you got to add on the console. If they want to play online, you got to add Nintendo Online. You guys are making them more bank than most people who hate Smash.
It's as simple as this. If you're going to sit here and criticize me for taking this job that clearly is going to pay me a good amount of money, a lot more than whatever your event is or whatever your, morals are going to get me, then, fund my life, I guess.
Look,
pay me the money.
There are still some tournaments out here who are paying you with give you a hotel space. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, but what about accommodations? Financially, oh nah, we getting you a room.
Bro,
Okay,
I remember the days.
What about my flight? Flight.
I remember the days where your payment for commentary or whatever, helping in a tournament
was the badge.
We waived your fee to get into the event, or we waived your door fee to to enter or whatever. That's it. Oh, we also got you a little bit of food.
And the food always be some trash, leftovers that nobody else wanted. They'd be like, oh yeah, we got you the pineapple ham, salami, and anchovy pizza. But what?
Bro, you ever
anchovies?
You remember the episode of Atlanta where Paperboy was trying to get a lineup from his barber, and his barber was like, no. He's like, oh, you hungry? I got some taxis for you. And he went to a construction site and he took somebody's leftover lunch and just put it in the microwave. It's like, here you go, man. Some chicken and some toast in there. That's all you, bro.
Oh, you funny.
That's exactly the meal that they offer you right there.
Cause I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say the con's name. 'Cause I don't want to get nobody in no troubles. But I will never forget. They were like, "Yeah, we gonna put y'all lunch in." This was at 11 a.m. They were supposed to be early. We ain't see bags of food until 7:45 p.m. That's what I let y'all
Nah,
know. What lunch? Huh? This dinner. And then you know what the best part was? It got cold before we even got to it. Wasn't even hot. Luckily, me and Caldus had the foresight to go ahead and eat beforehand. We said, nah, screw this. If once 2 o'clock hit and we had that 15-minute window in between games, I was like, nah, we going straight to the burger joint.
sure are.
Some of our other cohorts who didn't want to place an order with us or didn't want to place an order through us, well, they was hungry for another 6 hours. You know, that's on them, not on us. I felt quite good, and my thirst was quenched by that Coca-Cola, and my estomago was heaved by the taste of that sultry, meaty burger. But that being said, it's just kind of funny how let's not act like, you know, the FGC Smash tournaments are big money Metro booming out here. Let's not act
They're
like
aiming to be, and that the problem is that
they're
you have all
working
these
towards it,
people.
though. I
You
get
have all
that.
these people who are trying to like stifle that by being like, "Nah, man, you ruined the integrity. It's not like the old days." Of course, it's not like the fucking old days because the old days sucked. I'm not
Because
trying to be in
I
somebody's
know.
basement, man.
And they be like, nah, man, the integrity and the loyalty and the passion is gone because everyone just cares about the money. And I was just like, everyone just cares about the money, huh? You acting like that's not what it was about back then? Is that what you gonna do?
Bro, why do you think all these like older players quit? Because ultimately they look at it and they're just like, I don't have time to put into like learning every combo, every route, every matchup, all this stuff for this game, and then win $50 maybe a month, you know?
And that's not even
Or
guaranteed.
you have to be like there's a melee player who he's considered to be one of the most successful melee players ever because he like was smart about it. He was like, oh, this local has like a pop bonus, cool, I'm going here for the $100 pop bonus here. I'm going, to this major that has this, pop bonus here and make like top 8. I'm doing this strategically so that I can make money every single time I enter a tournament, as long as I
I mean,
place top
why
5 to top 3.
why do you think some of these people get put on by the top 8? And after that, it's like, why don't you enter tournaments no more? Because I'm making infinitely more money in the comfort of my own home streaming the game than I ever did traveling for it.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, man. Y'all be over here talking about the integrity. I said, the integrity, huh? When y'all was playing in literally dude's basement, where the halftime meal was somebody knocked on the upstairs floor and said, Mom, I want some Tostinos,
No,
some Hot Pockets.
not the hot pockets.
And don't even get me started on some of those gamer clubs at the college back at a university. Bro, what was the prize? A box of Cheerios? Y'all wildin'. Y'all are
Yo,
wildin'
I
now.
actually I actually saw
Y'all
a
are bugging.
recent local where they showed the winner and they're like, yeah, he won a box of Kraft mac and cheese. I was like, oh, ah.
If you give me Kraft macaroni and cheese and say, can I just hit second place with it? That's the only way that'll make me feel better. Or hit the TO, like just one whole box. Like,
Yeah.
what do you even do at that point? But
Bro, my entry fee could have could have bought the box.
what a decrease in value. And look, we know that they're making good steps to get better, but you got to understand, there's a lot of TOs who want to be in this thing, and there's only so many weeks in a year, and some of these TOs want to have 3, 4, 6 events a year.
Yeah.
It's tough. So the scheduling conflicts, then people like, man, it's all about the money now with the backstabbing because like some TOs during COVID decided they weren't going to announce when their next event was, and all of a sudden one TO picks this weekend, and then conveniently enough, 2 other TOs say, no, that's our weekend, and then now you're competing with already a niche community. You're dividing who's coming where, and then some people, obviously due to concerns with COVID, they're having limited seating or limited player entrance. And then you have Evo somehow fumbling the bag twice within the same year because they. I know we talked about it a couple episodes ago, but they had to cancel the events that people qualified for during Evo Online.
Yep.
Yeah, all those things that they were qualifying for, those international events where they were going to have, yeah, it's all canceled. It's all gone. R.I.P. Jimbo. So they hopped on the L train there, and while you would think at some point they'd be able to be finding some sort of commercial success overall, it's just a shit show. And if you think Nintendo forgot about the whole WikiLeaks document nonsense that y'all had a couple years ago as the Smash community, trust me, they're not willing to dive anywhere near y'all to help you.
Exactly. Like the scene, it's already hard enough for them to represent the scene after after last year. There was a whole big event that went like so viral that people who aren't even like a part of the scene were getting exposed to it. Where now their jokes at the scene has a certain kind of people who are involved in it, and it's like that's not cool,
Yeah.
and they don't want to be associated with that.
They said y'all should be happy that they even looked at anybody who's even affiliated with your community for work, but y'all gotta y'all should be happy they still looking.
Exactly. Like, ask a TO if they're gonna sit here and be like, no, 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 my morals and my stance on Nintendo denying certain tournaments to exist is preventing me from taking Nintendo's money to fund my tournament that I want to run, big style.
Because, like, first of all, if regardless if the bag is obtained or not, they're still gonna cock block you. I just gotta look out for me. I gotta put money on my table because y'all aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not. Because we've seen plenty of TOs or I won't say TOs, commentators and event hosts who have done Nintendo events before, and y'all weren't shooting. Y'all weren't shooting at these folks. But now 2021 comes up. Everybody comfortable. They want it. Then now everybody want to shoot. Everybody want to talk about unity loyalty when y'all haven't been loyal even in your own right.
There are just some times where you see a Twitter debate going on about like a certain topic, and it's like this discourse. Ultimately, you look at it and you got to be like, guys, this doesn't fucking matter. Like people being like, oh, locals should be eradicated because you could just have online tournaments when you have a game with good enough netcode. It's like we shouldn't even be talking about this because that take is just so like you don't go to your locals type of take
Yeah,
ever.
that's a you don't go to your locals anyway. You just want something to do because you don't want to go outside.
Exactly.
This is a you benefit. That's not an everybody benefit because a lot of people go to the locals for the social interaction of it, the socialness of it. That's what a lot of communities are built off of. When you're online, there's no build a community. A lot of times it's, hey, report my match because I'm too lazy to report it myself. You report it. Oh, okay, you reported it. All right, nice. Never talking to you again, bozo. I'm out of here.
Right.
So
Also,
there's that.
support your locals. Please support your locals. Like when when it's safe, for you. But support your locals. Your locals are, it's not just some place to go play games. It's a place to, meet people who also play the game with you, so you can have like training partners. Also supporting the TOs who are building something because eventually those locals can become majors and things like that. But there's got to be a basis. There's got to be something built there first. If you don't go, then you're not going to get the bigger events that you think are like more important.
As tough as it may sound, that's exactly how it be. But keeping in the same theme of Nintendo, Metroid Dread, phenomenal game. Game I enjoyed. I'll admit the gameplay was exceptional. Okay, there was a couple of things that wasn't the biggest fan of, but over and all, like they knocked it out of the park. And you guys know I had my reservations, especially since I wasn't really over the moon about Samus Returns. That was a very aggressively mid title, so I was expecting more of the same. But they were able to mold their tactics, dial some things back, turn some things up, and Metroid Dread, great job. Great job. Then you talk about the lore. Yeah, they fucked that up. Yeah, that lore is that was an entirety of a shit show. I don't know what Sakamoto wrote. I'm sure he wrote it exactly and they executed it exactly the way that he wanted it executed. but that there is so much shit that you have to talk about. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. It's been a couple weeks. Can we spoil it now? I'll let chat decide if we talk about Metroid Dread spoilers at this point. If anybody wants to get into the spoilerifics, we'll talk about that. But we'll put that on the back burner for a little bit because Mercury Steam apparently is not crediting all the people who helped develop the game because for some reason, Metroid Dread staff say that they have been left out of the endgame's credits. Mercury Steam decided to respond by saying that you had to be there for, this is a very arbitrary number, but what they said was you had to be there for at least 1/4 of the game's total development time. Now, as we all know, with developing schedules and games being in development hell or being a project that was announced in 2005, that was supposed to drop in 2006, 2007, but a myriad of things happened. Lots of things didn't go the way they thought it would. Restarting development, things of that nature, and trying to find another studio and, other things being more important. Now it's 2021 and Metroid Dread finally comes out, sees release. And they said that the development of this game started about 4 years ago. For those you don't remember, 4 years ago, Samus Returns dropped, which means they have been working on these Mercury Steam, that is, has been working on Metroid games through the entirety of this process. They are Mr. and Mrs. No Days Off over there. They have been grinding that Metroid content. They've probably seen so much of Samus, they are now sick of white women in power suits. They probably just don't want to see it anymore. They are probably fatigued of the archetype of the character. They don't want to see nothing about no parasites, no suck. The fact they had to work on a game with 2 parasites in it tells me everything I need to know. They are over COVID. I guarantee it. They are sick of anything that has to deal with vaccines, sickness, wearing a mask. They're over it. They're done. But since we're talking about Metroid Dread, as you guys have seen in previous episodes of the podcast, it seems like this seems to be industry standard. People just not showing up in the credits of movies they've been in, projects they participated in, video games, anything in just media. It seems like everyone's not getting their fair shake of credit. But back to my first point, as we know, deadlines move, they shake, they're very fluid, they're not really set in stone. 25% or a quarter of the workload's time doesn't seem to be fair because let's just say, for the sake of the argument, let's say something takes 10 months, right? Takes 10 months. And let's say I'm there and my part is to do something that takes 8 weeks, 2 months, right? 20% of the time. Not a full 25, but let's just say 20% of the time. And I knock out my stuff. I do my stuff so well. Bada boom, bada bam. It's great. I'm at 20%. Help some other people out with their projects. And now I'm at that 25% threshold. Now, let's say somebody else is dragging and playing grab ass. And now all of a sudden the project now gets delayed 6 months. Now that it's at a 16-month project, I'm only there for 1/8. Do I get fucked? Do I not get credited now because somebody else dropped the ball? Like, you see how this is a slippery slope where 25% is a very arbitrary number. Especially when someone didn't do 25% of their job. If I do 100% of my job, I did everything that you outlined for me to do, and I do it within a time frame that just so happens to fall outside of that magically arbitrary 25%, you're not going to fuck me by not having me in the credits of a game that is not only critically acclaimed. This is something that could give me a job in the future.
Exactly.
Give me future work. I may not be with y'all anymore, Mercury Steam, but I still got mouths and families to feed. I still got people who have to sit around my dinner table amongst me as a human being that needs to provide, I didn't go to school for all those years to become a video game developer just for y'all to bend me over a table, use me for all my nutrients, and then fuck me and leave me for dead, okay? I know we developed the Metroid, but y'all don't have to be Metroids when y'all employ me, okay? You gotta understand it. Don't just suck me dry. Don't do that. But
look at this man over here preaching, man. Let's get him a pulpit, man.
Hey, man, give me one of them preacher jackets, you know what I'm saying? Catch the Holy Ghost, we can do all that, but it's not here nor there. Point is, how are you gonna shaft these people who have been developing for you, whether it be a 3D modeler, whether it be someone who helped do the sound design, whether it's someone who helped lighting, whatever it is that they did on the team. If it is a credited role, they need to be there. Off top. From tippity top to bippity bottom. I don't care if they were even so much as someone who was just there for a couple of weeks. If you told them to do this job and they did that job, they need to be credited so they can reference this on their resume for future prospects to showcase that they've done the work that they did. Because we know if they design some concept art, we know you're not going to let them release the concept art as something that they used in their portfolio. So you're going to want to, make sure they're credited. So, when someone goes to look into them for hiring them in the future, they go, oh, yes, they worked on this, that, and the other. And don't try to just sit there and say, well, if it's only 25% or less, then, we can't do anything for you. Because that makes you look like the asshole. But I digress. I know this is a first world problem. I'm sure plenty of you do not give a who's a what's it about it. But it is a scummy move from Mercury's team if that is true. But ultimately, drama
Wait.
aside.
Pause.
Oh,
Pause.
okay.
I want to interject with that one right there. You all should care about this because
It can
this is
happen to you.
yeah, this at its base, this is an employer who is just completely not crediting their employee for the work that they're doing because they just see it as, well, I'm the employer. It doesn't matter. Like they're just the employee. I could hire another employee at any point in time. Like they're replaceable. They're whatever. This is a respect thing. Like, if you respect these people who are part of this project, who put out this game that's doing well right now, which means it's making all of you money, then you say these people are part of the project so they can get get their respect from the general public, get their respect from, potential other employers and from, other devs, whatever. Like you gotta shout them out and be like, this person was involved in this project. Doesn't matter if it was like for 2 weeks. It doesn't matter if it was 2 months. Whatever. They were involved in the project and they contributed to this final product that's good. So
Because if that's the case, I know there's plenty of y'all who are in school now and plenty of y'all who've been in school for quite some time before now. And yeah, remember those group projects? Come on, guys. If that was the case, there'd be a lot of one name submissions. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
sure would be.
Should have been a lot of one name submissions. But that's a different story for another day. But pushing past that, another topic that we have on the docket today is Guilty Gear came out with a patch. This was a patch that they told us about. The last patch, don't worry, it's the October patch that's going to take care of everything. And well, the patch dropped 2 days ago, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to say that it's everybody who's living the good life, but there are a lot of characters that went from to kind of scary. And a lot of the characters that were scary still remain scary. There's just a different font. Like they changed the typeface. Like Soul is still Soul. He's just not alone anymore. Like everyone's like, oh my god, why would you deteriorate Soul? Soul was not deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
Soul got another slap on the wrist, and he got some changes that make him better in some ways. But now Nagoriyuki just doesn't care about anything you're doing.
That's right. I'm going to say this again because I've said it before. Soul Bad Guy is doing in the meta of the game the same thing he does in the story of the game. He is putting all the weight on all the scrutiny of these top tiers on his back and taking all of it to protect them from what they deserve, honestly. He's protecting Nagoriyuki. He's protecting Leo. He's protecting Ram. Like, he's taking all of this. So, Daisuke sees that, and Daisuke is like, you know what? I can't nerf him completely. I can change him, but he's still got to, like, I can nerf a few things, but he's still got to be strong because that's my boy, man. Like, and you don't know what he's doing it behind the scenes because look, you guys aren't even paying attention to Naga over there. Do you see how long his sword is? It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter because
they gave that man like 2 screw neutral tools. Also, clone being +5 with the teleport makes me sick.
Point blank +5. Are you kidding me?
Like, it makes me sick to my stomach. This man can just be in my face. +5. This isn't an NRS game. You ain't supposed to get +5.
Oh, and it's full screen now, too. Like, what do you want? Naga Ryuki has a very hard time getting in.
Does he? Where? Where? I'm looking for the hard time.
Mhm.
Because I've never seen it. I've never seen it. And then some people are like, yeah, but Chip got nerfed. And it was like, yes, Chip got nerfed.
Chip also got a new combo route.
Yep. And I'm not saying that, Chip being nerfed is like the best thing for the game. But what I will say is this. All right, Chip, you're not that good now. Let everybody else swim for a little bit, at least a couple weeks.
That's true.
Because some people haven't been in the game at all for a few weeks, few months. I don't even know if Faust is in the game yet. I haven't seen enough of him yet.
Faust got a few buffs the last patch, and he got okay. So he got his afro. He has like an afro buff now, where if Faust puts on the afro, certain things are buffed. So that's nice, but it's also like very conditional, which I guess they want Faust to be a very conditional character. So I don't fucking know, man. But back to Chip.
Because I heard that Faust technically, if he gets the afro on you, technically he gets an infinite on most of the roster. But it requires him to get hammer over and over. And I'm like,
Exactly.
there it is.
Situational.
I said, there's
Situational.
the asterisk.
Chip can do diagonal alpha blade into air diagonal alpha blade. It combos now. That's really it's really interesting because also after that diagonal alpha blade, you can link certain normals and continue the combo. It's really really interesting. It's really sick. Whatever. But some of his normals got kind of axed. But they did give it I don't know. This is a weird buff. He's no longer in a counter hit state during the animation of the wall run. That seems like a fix to me. Like, bro, if I'm just moving and I get counter hit, I'll be a little bit upset. Even though it's a wall run, it's still like I'm just moving. I'm not
Yeah, so
it's not.
it's a movement option, not necessarily an attack.
Yeah, that's like every time you get hit out of an air dash, it's automatically a counter hit.
Counter. Yeah, that'd be rough. Did you imagine that happened to Eno? Just that counter.
Eno erased from the game.
Yeah, as soon as she dashes, 6p. If she blocks it, hey, she blocked the 6p. Special cancel that bad boy into something safe. What's that? She got hit? Tell the Eno player, shake my hand or we can go to the next round. Whatever you want to do.
So Axel got nerfed, but the universal changes buffed him a little bit for combos and things that he can string together. Because now what is it? S into D is a Gatling. H into D is a Gatling. So now you can do things like SHD Gatling, stuff like that. So he has better confirms, but stuff like Jump S. The startup is increased, so it's not as good as it used to be, and it's a little bit more punishable.
And do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
Potemkin's like, it's time for maximum overtime.
Oh, let's talk
I'm
about
paying
Potemkin.
you back.
Jesus
All right, so the first thing I
Christ.
want to talk about is you can now faultless defense interact with Groot Impact. We've been waiting for that forever.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing is, so did you know Flick autos now?
Yeah. If you charge Flick and you throw something at it, it automatically throws out the projectile.
They don't even have to time it anymore. So they get auto Flick. You can now special cancel 6p. So now if you jump at Faust, you're literally asking to be taken to the realm. You're jumping at that man now, you're throwing.
Yeah.
You're actually just throwing the game away. Because anti-airs across the board have been buffed. And while there have been some air normal things that have been buffed, his 6p, prayer hands, he's praying for you. He's praying that when you are in the afterlife, you go to the right place. That 6p is back. We are now back to what you saw during the first beta. So that character, who everyone's like, he's right there on the cusp of being top tier. He's right there. Well, with some people's brick houses crumbling a little bit and his stock rising again, he might be that dude. He's going to be a whole problem. Not to mention the universal change that you can now Roman cancel in the middle of any throw at any part of the throw.
Yeah, the goofiest change, but also the most fun change in the game.
Even on regular throws. Also, they increased the tech window on throw, so now it's not you had to have the Omega read that they were going to throw you.
So now whiffing a throw is like now throw's a little bit more safer. Like if you whiff a throw, you can roam and cancel it. If someone's throwing you, you have a little bit more time to actually tech it. Unlike before when it was like what, like a 1 frame window or whatever it is. It's like
And you want to know the worst part about it though? All that being said, you still can't use the driver move from Jacko. That move still sucks. That move is El Terrible. What is it? I think it's called Elysium Driver, something like that.
yeah, it got buffed and it's still not as good because you can still just throw out like invul moves to beat it. And I'm just I don't know. It's a command grab. Like why? I don't know.
It's a command grab that doesn't grab, but hey, the rest of her kit is still a fuego. So I guess you can't have everything, right?
Yeah, that's true. They're just afraid. They don't want her to be like,
You can't be
ridiculous.
you don't want to have day one soul. Not again. You don't want to kill one and bring him back.
Everyone should
Resurrection.
be day one soul. Come on, man. Soul was completed.
No, see, when you like, I think if everyone was as powerful as last Pat's soul, I'd be fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Day
That's fair.
one soul. If Potemkin ever got to be day one soul, if
I don't mean
Nagoro,
like damage wise,
no,
by the
I
way.
know
I
what you
mean
mean. I'm
like,
talking about in terms of effectiveness.
yeah.
Potemkin was that effective. The first Potemkin buster, it should just say slash. Because
That's
if
fair.
you give that man any Oki after that, no, just as soon as you hear slash, don't even let him bring you down. Soon as you go off the screen, he just flies off. That's it. Bring on round 2. If Faust ever hits you with the golf club, you just get knocked out of the park. Slash.
That's gonna be Guilty Gear Rainbow Edition. Don't worry.
Now, what are you talking about? They already got that. It's called Milia. Did you see what she can do now? She is
uh,
schmoving and she's mixing some martinis out there.
yeah, this means every time, DP. Sorry, Mila. No, stay away from me. Like, what are you doing?
Man, you just got to bait the DP now. I'm sorry, because
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to.
if you bait the DP, I'm like, man, you got me.
Like
But
you
I'll be
can
damned if I let you do something for free and then I just go, damn, should have DP'd. I'm never gonna ask myself that question.
all her jump normals besides jump P can be backdash canceled, air backdash canceled. Um, freaking what is it? I guess pretty much all of her specials can be special canceled now. Which
Yo, the
wow,
fact that you can do normal, the dash, and then super. When I saw somebody get hit by that, I was like, I can see why that would hit you. But at the same time, I don't like it.
S version of top is I don't know if this is just bringing it back to what it was before, but like the startup is reduced. Wasn't the last patch that they increased the startup?
Is that the wheel driver?
Yeah. The
The
S version is the one where she it's like where she's kind of like running at you, the quicker one.
yeah.
Yeah. So like what what the heck? Like isn't the
I
last patch the one where like they made that slower and now they're like, "Oh, we made it faster." To start up. So like I guess they were just like, "Oops, that's a mistake."
I think the last pass they were just trying some stuff out. I think that's what it was.
Probably. Oh, she can also special cancel her overhead, which wow.
Tragic.
Mila is like she's like almost a different character now.
Some would say that she is running the game. No, no one's saying. Trust me.
Nah.
Nagoriyuki is looking at you like, are you sure about that?
Leo he's still in that contention too because even though the move that crosses up, what is it, Zweit's Kalt's Gestuber, that move has increased startup now, so you can react to it, basically you can react to it. There's some like damage scaling things that are increased across the board for the whole cast, so some of his stuff are affected by that, but um there's increased movement speed on Command Normal 4, which is like far S or standing hard slash when you're in a certain think it's when you're in a certain stance. There's reduced recovery on command normal 5 also. Like, geez. They sped up standing hard slash.
Yep.
Like did the same with standing far slash. Like you can cancel them into the command normals faster now. 6p makes the opponent float higher. Like what?
See, that always scares me. That
Hello?
always scares me. When I saw that on like 6 different characters. Now it makes them float up higher. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Pain. Get it?
So I got a question
6H
for you.
floats the opponent on a grounded hit. What? Claw? Hello?
Money.
And you could do 6H into crouch S on counter hit. So yeah. Leo is still a problem. It's just that he's a different kind of problem.
Rough.
I mean, Geo got like the real buff to worry about is that she can dash cancel out of her normals faster. Before it was like a certain distance, so it basically had to be like the full dash animation until she could actually like hit a normal out of it. But now she could just dash and press a button, and like out of that button you could dash again, and it's like yikes. So you got people doing wild stuff like close slash dash close slash. And it's a blue beat infinite. Or, if you're sitting there blocking it, you've got a FD until she's far enough away, which will probably be like 6 of those. Or it's probably like on par with Garuda now, where like Potemkin gets like 4 Garudas until he's like actually out of range if you FD. So yeah.
Garuda Impact. Garuda Impact. Garuda Impact. Shake my hand.
Can you imagine he does like 3 Garudas and then he does like Kara Potbuster when you try to keep doing FD? Like, come on, man. Oh, uh, like what is this nightmare of a video game now? Like, uh, um, Ram got fixed, ladies and gentlemen, fixed. So they fixed the issue where she would throw out her sword and you're in the corner and the sword is behind you, and even if you hit her, the sword explodes. It should never have been that way. Never.
It's like, dang,
Ever.
she did something wild and I can punish her.
Mhm.
But the sword is just gonna hit me and then I'm gonna just explode? Nah, I'm good. I'm not taking that chance. Now, if you see the opportunity, you could take it. The sword will still be in the wall, but it won't explode, which means you also will not explode.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, from what I've seen from the patch, it's definitely a different game. A lot more characters have been able to flex their viability and push forward to grander heights.
Yeah, the king has been buffed. Kai is buffed. There's all this stuff about like buffs to the projectiles, but it seems like it's like smoke and mirrors right now. Like the projectiles are better, definitely, but it's nowhere near as good as like the patch notes are making it seem, or are making our hopes seem. um, what is it? His fireballs are safe now. So like in situations where he would throw out a fireball and he's like, you're like mid-screen distance away from this person. He would throw out a fireball and he would be unsafe even if they like blocked it or if they, like whatever. Now he can throw that out and he can block afterwards.
Man, you mean like Eno? Because boy,
Yeah.
used to throw out Note and Soul would just be like, "It's morphin' time," and then you're dead.
Note is better now. Note is faster. I think Note is about the same speed as it was in Xrd. So
It's
yeah.
pretty fast, and they also buffed how fast it can be steered. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely get people with that. Now I will say this though, say this: given the fact that it's faster and they have steer compensation, I wonder if you can still do the same like curve fake outs where you make it look like it's going low and then you anti-air them with it. But at the same time, it happens so fast, you may not even get a chance to even try to feint someone because you might as well just put it where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because if as fast as it is, they'd have to be able to react to it. So we'll be able to see how that changes things. And Stroke the Big Tree, yes, funny name and all. now low profiles a lot more things than it already did. So Potemkin grid, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sure we going right. We went under it before, but I don't think we have to time it now because this seems to be low on startup.
Hmm.
So
That's fair. I mean, that's honestly fair for Eno. Like,
yeah,
I don't mind that. I mean, it's probably gonna be annoying to deal with, but I don't mind that. I expect that move to do that in the first place. With
that's what I thought it did when I picked the character up, and I was like, oh, all right. So yeah, I'm sure if I play the game now, it'll be a lot easier to body a lot of my problematic matchups.
Back to Soul real quick. Bandit Revolver is a completely different move now. Bandit Revolver. I think the old games went by this rule. For regular for Bandit Revolver, where like you have to hit the button to get the follow up. So now you can do combos into first hit of Bandit, and then get like your stand K, 5K out of it, or some to lead to some different routes. He's got different routes now, so like you're kind of learning the character, but it's pretty good. Like it's good for mix ups and stuff like that. So yeah,
Will he do the second hit or will he not?
yeah. Welcome to Guilty Gear Strive.
Where we have to wonder, no, bro. But yeah,
Uh,
I think Strive is in a good place right now. Much
mm-hmm.
better than what it was. I know a lot of people say it was getting stale. Now this could just be new patch fever. For all we know, a couple weeks from now, we're all back to where we were. But I at least think that a lot more characters are allowed to play the game, and that's what you want when a patch comes.
Yeah.
Take note, NetherRealm Studios. Take note.
We decided to normalize the damage on this move. It seemed to be a big problem. So stand H? What do you why would you do that? Well, we decided that it did too much damage, but it only does like 2 damage. Yeah, too much. It's been normalized.
And now there's 1.37. The rest of them.
Yeah, like we've actually scaled down. I'm sorry, we've normalized the down twos across the board. They're all 1 point of damage now. 1 point.
But except for Brock, his is 2. For
That
blades
is
and all that.
that is another realm change right there. Except for Baraka, Baraka only, it's 2.
Or yeah. So the acid from the acid from Aaron Black, that is allowed to kill. Okay. But Baraka's poison injection, where you start bleeding, that does not.
You just keep reminding me. Wow, I'll probably like never go back to MK11.
It's like, well, what? Well, if that's not allowed to kill, then now Shiva, when she makes you bleed, that kills. What? Telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. That highway robbery. Ed Boon and the goons over there at NetherRealm know exactly how to rob people. Somehow we turned a Guilty Gear patch to a dunk on NetherRealm Studios thing. So let's get back to our final topic here. The fandom. Fandom. That's right. Thought we were going to leave the Batman behind, huh? No, not today. So Fandome has had a couple of key reveals, such as the Naomi trailer, which, if none of you know anything about Naomi, like I didn't, this trailer didn't help. Tell you that right now. This
Nope.
trailer didn't do a flying flugit for getting me to want to learn anything about this character. Outside of just like, what the hell did I just watch? Now, when you actually do your information, go digging and do your research, we have a character. I'm like, okay, I see things. All right, yeah, but I had to go out of my way to captivate myself. Watching that trailer, it was literally a woman in class, and then she gets like her equivalent of a Spidey sense, I would assume. And then she's like, I have to go. Then she runs, she skateboards down the hallway, she gets outside, she looks up at the sky, sees Superman, and then passes out. That's the trailer. That's it. Superman had more of a high profile thing in that trailer. He was a small little motion blur.
Yeah. Like I didn't understand it. Like it compelled me to look up the character because I was like, this is from DC, so clearly she must be like interesting. But even the description for the freaking trailer like made it sound like she was just some like regular girl who was like, I don't know, investigating something. Look up, I just Google the character and I see this like all these comic panels and all these like covers that show her as like a really cool looking character and really interesting. Like I don't know. Ava DuVernay is apparently involved in this show, so plot wise, it'll probably be pretty interesting. But like, hopefully, we shed some light on what the character actually like is supposed to be doing because she looks cool in the comic books. So
because Naomi was like, she's only been around for 2 years. Like her first comic was in 2019,
yeah,
so this is a brand new character. But I immediately lost a lot of my interest. And you may be saying, but why? For the same reason I lose a lot of my interest in a lot of things that come from people who are making the show. It's a CW show. You name me
CW.
you name me one CW show that started off as a banger and ended as the same banger.
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois, how many seasons was that?
It's only got one season so far. Season 2
So
is coming
so
out.
it ain't ended yet, huh?
Oh no, it's not over. It's not
Yeah,
over.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's not hard to have a good 1 season or 2 seasons. Look at the Flash. Look at
Oh,
Arrow.
oh yeah.
And
Oof.
you saw where that went, so I'm worried. This might be good for the first 12 episodes, but what about the episode 20 through 24, 30 through 36, huh? Well, when we get there, am I in the same fit of rage that I am when I'm talking about those other shows? Look at Black Lightning. Y'all thought y'all was getting something, then it got the WAP.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
rest in peace, Black Lightning.
Eggs.
Could have been something, and then it turned into nothing.
Batwoman had a lot of y'all were like, okay. A lot of us didn't like it, but a lot of the people who did like it, y'all loved it. Then all of a sudden, a plane blow up and a suit fall in somebody else's lap, and now y'all confused as fuck.
And DC Fandom showed a trailer that apparently Batwoman, like the new season of Batwoman, season 3, I think, is getting Batwing, which is Nightwing when he was Batman in the comics. So why? What?
Here we are. I'm just telling you, the CW guys. Then they remember Crisis on Infinite Earths. You remember their adaptation of that? Come on now. Come on now. Now you guys can understand my trepidation with wanting to get involved in watching the series. But I digress. They showed off plenty of other things, such as more Gotham Knights, which is another Court of Owls story. And while I am interested, still need to see more.
I need to see gameplay because I like seeing the story. I'm not very interested, and like knowing how Court of Owls actually went, I'm not very interested. I just want to like see if the gameplay is going to be good because I don't know. From judging from the trailer, it seems I'm getting a vibe that it's not going to be. And I believe this is the team that made Arkham Origins, which means I'm not gonna be. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I'll be proven wrong, but who knows? Suicide Squad, though, made by Rocksteady, who they haven't failed us. Come on, man. They made Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight. Come on, man. Like, there's no way. That game looks interesting.
But I do think it's kind of interesting because, Penguin is on the original hit list in the original Court of Owls comic. So
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to go into a similar route, and that's why he's so heavily featured in the story trailer. These aren't spoilers. These are things that you could just look up by reading the comic.
Penguin is also going to be in the Suicide Squad game, which that confused me a little bit. I'm like, these are probably just not connected at all, huh?
My man on that payroll, bro. The Penguin getting that money. But the thing about the whole Court of Owls here, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way this game is set up is Batman's dead.
Yes.
And these people think that, they're going to get away with it. And here comes the Bat family like, nah, we want them answers.
No, I think this is supposed to be like a sequel to what was this? This is a sequel to Arkham Knight. and Batman died at the end of Arkham Knight, and they're like saying like, no, Batman officially died and he never came back or whatever. And at least as far as the context of this game goes at the beginning, because they could like finagle us and be like, Bruce will just come out and be like, I was underground the whole time. No,
Okay,
see,
hold
no,
up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
okay.
Gotham Knights is not a sequel to Arkham Knight. Gotham Knights is not a sequel to Arkham Knight, as WB Games Montreal have confirmed that it's an original story set in DC Batman's universe.
Bro, the first time it was revealed, they were like, it's a sequel to whatever, dude. Okay.
See, I see why you would think that because it's called Gotham Knights. So I could see how you'd make that connection, but no, it's not.
It was like promoted as like this is a sequel. That's why Batman said. And now I guess they're changing it because they're going with the Court of Owls. Maybe they weren't doing Court of Owls to begin with when they like first announced, and they changed it up because they think this is going to be a more interesting story. If Court of Owls killed Batman, then that's fine. But also like good because it leaves room for it to be like Batman's not dead. I mean, Ra's al Ghul, who secretly loves Batman, is going to show up and just bring him back to life, Red Hood style.
What are you talking about, man? They threw that man back in the Lazarus pit.
Bro, I'm telling you right now. I tuned into the like I just popped into the stream for DC Fandom, and they were having all the actors in the Batman Beyond episode just do a reading of the episode where Talia shows up,
Oh, the
and I
one
was like,
where it was Ra's al Ghul?
yeah. So I'm like, you guys are just gonna like, so you gonna like go over the fact that Batman clapped those cheeks because you're doing the episode, so obviously.
Hey, man, y'all know how I feel about that episode. My man was willing to cook and fuck Batman just to get his body. That's commitment, Ra's.
That's super commitment. Like I was wild. Like he really could have just been like in the bed and it's like, all right, Talia, let's go. And it's like, nice try, detective. It's actually me, Raish. Nah, instead, clapped up the cheeks and waited until they got to the Lazarus pit, and it was like, that's right, I stole my daughter's body. Like,
Excuse me? You was making me chicken and chicken tendies last night. What you on, bro? That's right. I learned how to cook, so I go through your stomach to your heart. Is that why you sucked me up last night too? Exactly. But it won't be me sucking you. It was a form of masturbation, you see. For I will be you soon. It's like, all right, man. He did all that just to take an L any damn way. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah, what a plot point, man. They could have done something different. They didn't really have to have Batman do all that.
man had a nightcap.
Oh, so DC Fandom, they also showed it like a new trailer for the Batman, which
just
I,
is it me or does that theme just sound like it's just the Star Wars Imperial Death March theme? Cause it's
yeah.
like doom, 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 da doom, 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 and I'm like, you added an extra note?
Does it seem like this is going to be like a horror movie? Because the trailer just keeps showing all these like villains, and then like Batman's in the background, like, "Arr, I'm coming." And I'm like, what? Is Batman the villain? Like, what's all this montages of him just like beating the shit out of people and stuff? And I'm like, yo, is Batman the villain?
What did you do? I was like, hey, Enigma, you better tell him what you did, because I don't think that little that 2 inches of glass ain't saving nobody, bro.
Right. Zoe Kravitz is going to be Catwoman in this movie, and like when I first saw the announcement, I was just kind of like, this is kind of weird. But seeing it like in the trailer and seeing her with like the haircut and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, this is fine for the most part. It seems like they didn't seem to have like a lot of good chemistry going on, but maybe the movie will fix that by the time I see it. So
Well, I mean, let's face it. That Harley Quinn movie came out. Everyone seemed to like that. Cruella.
I mean, look, the Harley Quinn movie was okay. It was like a nice adventure with Margot Robbie's
Oh,
Harley,
I'm
and it
not talking
was
about that. I'm not talking about that. I literally talk about Cruella.
oh,
Yeah, I even said Cruella. And then you said, no, you see Margot Robbie. And I was like, no, no.
Nah, you see Margot Robbie in the Harley Quinn. You know what is it? The Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Jesus Christ. Birds of Prey. Oh God, that had the worst title ever. Anyways, yeah, Cruella Deville, huh? That's where you're going with this, because
No, I wasn't going there. I just want to take a little trip around the bend and come right back.
look, the dogs killed her mom in the beginning of the movie, and then plot twist.
It wasn't her
That's
mom.
that's all. Yeah. So, anyways, the Batman is beating up everybody. Like, it's very strange. He's young. Uh, this is supposed to be like Batman coming up. This is supposed to be like year one Batman ish. Catwoman's going to be there. I didn't expect her to be in the movie at first, so her being there, I mean, that's interesting. But I don't think it's going to be, that important until like maybe like towards the end of it or something. Maybe they'll team up. That'd be kind of cool. Um, but they have a bunch of villains in this movie, and it's really like interesting that there are so many. Like Cobblepot was shown a few times.
Man, Penguin
Uh,
been in everything, huh? His stock up.
yeah,
His
this
stock
is like
up.
this is just the Penguin event for some reason, you know. I think Two Face is going to be in it also, maybe, possibly. Um, I saw something with Commissioner Gordon. I was like a little confused on that.
Commissioner, whoever that actor is, they got to be Commissioner Gordon. I don't know how he acts, but if you want to talk about just on looks, oh, they got him. They got them a Commissioner Gordon. They got one. I don't know what you couldn't have grown a Commissioner Gordon in a test tube that looked more like Commissioner Gordon than this dude do. That's all I wanted to say. He got that bricklayer mustache. But continue on.
Yeah, I can't remember all the other villains that are going to be in this movie. Uh, but there's just like all these like um Riddler is like looking to be like the main villain of the movie, which I actually like that idea. In like a live action movie, Riddler kind of like his whole shtick thrives. They showed the Joker's gang, which I
Mm-hmm.
think the actual Joker is going to be there in the movie. Like they're kind of like alluding that Joker is going to be in the movie, which fine, whatever. Um, yeah, there's some others that are like sprinkled throughout who I don't know, like maybe like Poison Ivy might be in there. Everything else is just kind of left to interpretation right now. So I don't know. I think the movie's gonna be good, but this is like this seems to be like its own thing. It's not gonna be connected to the general like universe of stuff, or because they showed the Flash trailer, and the Flash movie is going to be Flashpoint. It just looks like it's going to be Flashpoint. So maybe the Flash movie is going to happen, Flashpoint is going to happen, and then the Batman is going to be like the result of that. So they can like reboot the universe and have their own like new stuff, so that they can fix the things that they did wrong with their first attempt, and then have like cool movies for other heroes and stuff.
They might just
So
be better at doing one-offs. Don't even try to connect it to a universe, guys.
that's true. Like honestly, I don't need another Justice League movie.
Because I feel like they're really trying hard to focus these things. Well, I won't say this one. I think DC's trying too hard to try to skip all the steps to just catch up to Marvel. Like they just want their Avengers movie. That's what they want. They don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to put in the 6 to 8 years that goes in before that, though.
Also, I think Andy Serkis is the one that's going to be Gordon, right?
I'm not actually sure of his name. I just know he
Uh,
looked dead ass like him.
the guy from Black Panther, who was Claw.
Oh no, wait, because I don't think that's Gordon.
Yeah, because like when I was watching the trailer, I was like really trying to figure out. I was like, he's supposed to be. Is he either
Because
like
no,
he's
I
either a
don't think he's
villain?
Gordon. I think that he's the. I forget his name, but Batman the Animated Series, the motherfucker who was hating all the time,
Hmm.
the fat dude,
Oh,
Gordon's
the
boy.
Oh, that one detective dude.
Yeah, that's who I
Yeah.
thought that was, because the Gordon dude got that big mustache.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
I said, nah, that's the dude that played Claw. I don't know who he is, but he can't be Gordon. Unless they got a dude who looks perfectly like Gordon and said, nah, you be somebody else.
That that would be so ridiculous, you know? But I've been wrong before, you know?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time a comic book movie tried to give us the old swerve.
Exactly.
Look what they did with the Mandarin the first time.
I like that. And Shang-Chi, like, corrected it and also like gave us like a little Easter egg related to it, which is nice. So I don't have a problem with that. If they like subvert your expectations in that kind of way, it works for me. Wait. You're saying Gordon is you're saying Gordon is Jeffrey Wright, light skinned dude.
Hmm? Light skinned dude.
You know the part where he's beating up somebody in the middle of the street and there's like the police officer, he's like, "Oh my god." He's got his gun out and stuff. Are you saying that's who's supposed to be Gordon? Because that's who I think is Gordon.
You talking about dude with the big mustache, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like the big mustache and the afro.
Oh, the Afro. No, I'm talking about a white man.
Oh, nah. He's wearing glasses, right?
See, now you're gonna make me have to actually go back and look for.
Maybe I'm checking the wrong trailer. Because there's
I'm
two.
talking about the one that trailer that came out yesterday.
Yeah, there's two. That's the thing that's annoying about this. They released two trailers, and there's like a main trailer, and there's like another trailer that's similar. Just like with Resident Evil, where they had two trailers for that one fucking movie that we were all not gonna see.
I just like how you. I mean, you're not wrong. Does anybody at any point have any interest in that? The Resident Evil live action thing. Is it a Netflix movie?
I think this one is the Netflix movie, the one that they like showed all the trailers for and whatnot. That's the Netflix movie.
Gotcha.
I don't know, man. That whole thing is like baffling to me. You know what? We got Google, bro. I'm gonna look up the Batman cast and see. Colin Farrell is Penguin. What? Google, you're lying to me. That is not I will need to go back and Jeffrey Wright is James Gordon. I was right. Uh, Andy Serkis is Alfred?
Yep.
What is
Speak.
going on?
Speaking of the Justice League, I need to watch that Injustice movie tonight.
Tell me if it's good, because I don't know. I've been like avoiding it on purpose because I'm just like
Well,
I
there's
don't.
there's technically two things. I need to watch that, and then I also need to watch the what do you call it?
Talk about the longest Halloween.
There you go. Part one and part two. I think
Yeah,
part two's been out for a few weeks now.
yeah, it has.
I just have not gotten around to watching, even though I really do like the animated Visions movies a lot better than the live action stuff. It's just sometimes you just don't get around to it when you think you're gonna get around to it. But yeah, we're almost at the 2 hour mark already. Jeez. Good
Paul
lord.
Dano is going to be. Oh no. Okay. I believe this casting is giving me a little bit of a spoiler for people who are not diehard Batman fans. So I'll keep that to the chest. But like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Exactly. It's like sometimes, like if it's not in the trailer, I don't want to know about it. I'm getting tired of some of these trailers showing their hand.
Bro, it's really Colin Farrell. Like Penguin is Colin Farrell. I gotta rewatch this trailer and see this because that don't look like Colin Farrell to me, man.
I could see it. It's a lot of makeup, but I could see it. They definitely gave that man a
Yeah.
makeup.
Th- Jeez, the things that they do to people for this stuff, you know?
Hey man,
Like,
hey man, Paul Walker didn't even die in the movie.
bro, I don't understand
Like they could have just
that
had that happen
choice.
off scene, but nah, they had to
They
play.
have to now like explain why he'll never be in another thing again, besides the thing of he quit the life. because Mia showed up.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah,
they really wanted that scene. It's been a long day. They just wanted that song, man. And
they
I'll tell you
honestly
about it
did.
when I see you again. That's what they wanted. Then Wiz Khalifa comes in with the bars. Like that's what they wanted, bro.
Oh, jeez. DC is doing things though. Yeah, maybe DC will fund a Fast and Furious
Oh,
movie or animated thing that'll involve
a Fast and
Brian.
the a Fast and Furious anime adaptation.
There. Oh god, Shenmue the anime is coming. That's what that makes me think of. When it comes to anime that we don't need, Shenmue the anime is coming.
Oh, that's a real thing. You weren't.
It's a real thing.
That's
The
not a bit.
trailer came out.
All right. Well, I think it's a good time to wrap up this episode of the Clout.WAV podcast. Thank you for joining us for week 52. 52. Damn. Does that mean we've been here for a year?
Longer than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Go us. Go team. Ride the wave. But yeah. If you want to take us out and break us down this week, go ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This will be on YouTube by Thursday at the latest. So it'll be on Kisran's YouTube channel. So follow him there. It is Kisranth. It's just Kisranth on YouTube, or you could search Pop Kiz and you'll find it that way as well. So if you missed any portion of this episode streaming today, you will be able to find it on YouTube along with our other episodes in the past. So it was great having you all here. We're gonna
Yo.
do it again on Thursday. Follow Kisranth on Twitch and YouTube if you don't already. Follow me on Twitch and YouTube if you don't already. Twitch.tv/subtle fraudulence. YouTube.com/subtle fraudulence. Subtle fraudulence on both will work. Follow us on those things. Always remember the internet was a mistake. So when you're looking at that tweet of that weird person saying, "Look, man, who cares about what this person believes? Just because they have lolly pictures on there doesn't mean that they can't have great opinions right now." I believe what they're saying when they say that the vaccine is terrible right now. When you see that post, remember the internet was a mistake, and you don't have to respond to that at all.
Yep.
Just go about your day.
Just go
Find
about your
your
day. Go
happiness.
outside and be at peace. And we will see you guys next time.
Here.